move on to some exciting science news. Next Monday, a solar eclipse will totally block out the sun over parts of America. And we're all looking forward to having one brief moment when you can look up into the sky and see something besides the door of a Boeing airplane plummeting toward the ground. But it's not just a moment for humans. An eclipse offers a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Rudy Giuliani to come out and feed during the day. Yeah, it's good for him. It's good for him. Now, in the old days, a total eclipse would be a time when people would gather together as a community and burn the witches responsible for it. But these days, we commemorate it in the modern, enlightened way by trying to make that money.
This eclipse is causing a travel boom for small towns in its path.
Hotels are up about 550% in cities like Jackson, Missouri, where it'll cost on average more than $600 a night. In Erie, Pennsylvania, it's almost $800.
Companies are rushing to cash in. Some of the strangest sun-inspired foods, including chips you can only get during the eclipse. Krispy Kreme is even teaming up with Oreos for a donut featuring cookie pieces.
To catch the eclipse from the sky, Delta offering a flight from Austin to Detroit to give onlookers an out-of-this-world view.
Wow. Talk about a flight where you do not want to be in the middle seat. Imagine you end up sitting next to that guy who insists on keeping his window shade down. Although, how cool to celebrate the once-in-a-lifetime event of a Delta flight taking off on time.
Well, if you're hearing this, you probably were or were not raptured by the eclipse. I don't know. Well, it depends on what time of day you're listening to this.
And, of course, it's going to depend on, if you're one of them or if you're one of the leftovers.
Yeah, we keep hearing the rapture is going to happen, or there's going to be a mass extinction event, or they're going to kill all the Christians, or... There's a few of them out there.
Wasn't this the plot of The Leftovers?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like...
so The Leftovers as a documentary.
So basically, they're just getting their ideas from HBO, a liberal site.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where it's not all about God.
Yeah. As you may have heard up front, Desi Lydic from The Daily Show also has several theories as to what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. She always has some great ones right there. She is starting to become quite the host over at The Daily Show.
Well, they're all pretty good, actually.
You know the thing, though, I'm a little worried about? No Dulce Sloan. I haven't seen her.
That's true.
Did she pull a Roy Wood Jr.? Or
I think she's still there. She's working. What is her main gig? The Great North. She's a voice on the Great North.
Oh, okay, so.
But that shit was probably taped like 2 years ago. So who knows where the hell she is?
We're in the timey-wimey.
Where in the world is Dulce Sloan?
Oh, there's our title right there.
That's a good one. Yeah. So this is TV10 podcast episode 0490.
That's right. Oh wait, 0490.
I don't know. Did I get that right?
0490. Yeah, you're right. Okay, for some reason I thought I heard something.
Numbers
else.
are hard.
And as you can tell, we're sampling the Genius Juice a little early.
Yeah, this week brought to you by Sugar House Distillery. I am drinking the Raspberry Whiskey Sour in a can, and it's fucking delicious. And Tommy, you are drinking what?
That would be the Green Bar Distillery's Gin and Tonic. So a nice little non-alcoholic beverage, which you can get at Boosty.
Oh, yeah, it's for you no-alcohol drinking millennials.
Yeah.
Like Tommy Milagro.
I'm tapering off from yesterday because, as you know, I was a professional.
True, yeah.
I had to cover WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it sober.
No, you could not.
Yes, I had some genius stuff.
And I'll let the listeners in on a little secret here. Sometimes I schedule the recording earlier than usual, so I can not get Professor Pregame.
And I ignore all that, and genius happens.
Yes. So this week, Some things are happening.
Doings are transpiring?
Things and stuff. First of all, on Wednesday, Chucky's back.
Oh.
Season 3, Part 2. We really need to stop with this fucking breaking seasons up. Splitting seasons in half just because you can. And probably realizing these places that are like, everybody's just going to watch it all at once later anyway on Peacock or wherever. So, so Chucky's back. And Jennifer Tilly's, her character Tiffany is, she's probably going to go down for her killing spree as Jennifer Tilly. There's a whole lot of going on.
It's a bit meta is what you're saying.
Tiffany is in Chucky. Also, Jennifer Tilly as Jennifer Tilly is in Chucky. Okay. I know it's a lot.
All right.
And Chucky is still in the White House.
Okay. Oh, and I should be letting you know, breaking news, everybody.
Oh,
breaking news.
Really?
We are also taping this live on air.
You're monitoring WrestleMania.
Yeah, monitoring WrestleMania Night 2.
Yeah.
Which is being held in Philadelphia, PA, and it's a balmy 61 degrees out there.
Oh, okay.
Which, might as well be 48. Last night, it was very cold. And we're going to be seeing Drew Galloway versus Seth freaking Rollins with CM Punk at commentary.
Okay.
Yes. So we will get you up to date with all the breaking news and shenanigans as it becomes available.
Is it a Logan Paul night?
Yes. Logan Paul is involved.
As you may have seen, as I posted out on the socials, the poster for Logan Paul and the other two dudes.
Yeah.
I instantly thought, well, this is a dodgeball reboot.
Yeah, the other two dudes is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself. I never made that joke.
I got it before you did.
I know. Fuck. That's all right. That's what happens. But I had some genius from night one. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. But we'll be keeping you up to date with all of your WrestleMania recaps.
Yeah, that's on Wednesday for Chucky, by the way, on USA and Sci-Fi. And also on Peacock on Wednesday, a new British import called Hapless, starring Tom Downey from Outlander. Mm-hmm. And it's basically a British Curb Your Enthusiasm type thing.
Okay.
He plays Paul Green, a journalist for the Jewish Inquirer, which is the fourth biggest Jewish publication in Britain.
What's number one?
What's number 1 through 3? They don't say.
I hope it's not the Kibbutz Chronicle.
That would be good.
Just as long as there's not an extra K, I think we're going to be fine.
Leave it at 2Ks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, at least one.
Yeah. Also a new series on Wednesday on Hulu. This is a Korean import called Blood Free. It's set in the distant future of 2025.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and lab-grown meat has replaced real meat the world over. This is just next year coming.
Basically, this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is and everybody else is predicting is going to happen with the solar eclipse.
Yeah, also, it's another thing that's going to happen with the solar eclipse. All the meat's going to be replaced with Beyond Meat or what's the other one? Impossible?
Soylent Green.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be replaced.
Yeah, so it's set in this world, and this CEO of the group, she has to hire a bodyguard. And it's sort of a corporate drama with a bit of sci-fi to it, and it's Korean, so it's going to be weird.
Okay, bigger question there. Is kimchi going to be involved in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Okay.
But these Korean imports they've been getting on Hulu lately are not...
No, you mean Netflix?
No, on Hulu.
Okay.
Netflix also has a bunch of them, but Hulu's been getting some too. The most recent one was a Shop for Killers. Okay. Highly recommend that one.
Why do you suppose everybody's getting into the Korean game?
Because we're not making anything new over here.
Well, yeah, and obviously, because we got, rules, and we also got...
fucking writer strikes and actor strikes. And,
when the AI is going to take over everything.
Oh, true, yeah, so we don't need to worry about where it's from.
Right.
It's all coming from a computer brain.
Which is what's going to be taking over everybody as soon as the rapturing takes place on the eclipse.
I think we have enough episodes to where we could feed it into an AI machine and it could spit out an episode. We don't have to be here ever again.
Okay.
We can just feed the AI machine and it'll just keep generating episodes without our help whatsoever.
So episode 500 We just say, fuck off, we done. And then,
it's all AI from here.
and I could just hear it right now. Welcoming at our TV 10, all our base are belong to us.
Maybe we did that back on episode 400 and you just don't know.
This is where you're getting really meta, sir.
Yeah. Also, coming up this week on Thursday. Ooh, really excited for this one, even though I don't play video games. Fallout.
Oh, yes.
The TV series starring Walton Goggins as the ghoul.
Oh, God. I've seen trailers of this. I've only been peripherally aware of this game, but everything about this TV series says this is where the money is going to be good.
Yeah, this is from the people behind Westworld.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So expect a lot of mindfuckery.
Yeah, so it's a post-nuclear war Los Angeles in the not-too-distant future. And I know what the video game is kind of about, but they're being kind of tight-lipped about what the actual story they're going to spin on this. But all 8 episodes drop on Thursday.
Okay.
So, it's on Prime Video. You can watch that there.
All right.
If you didn't see this movie in theaters, I can't blame you because I've seen it and it sucks. Argyle
Okay.
drops on Apple TV Plus on Friday.
All right. So you can watch it for free and be guiltless about it.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's in it. Even Sam Rockwell can't save this.
And that's a shame because it's a Matthew Vaughn production.
I know, right?
Who gives us Kick-Ass and...
also in here's a Dua Lipa.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kills me. This should have... And John Cena was in there.
And Bryce Dallas Howard.
Why? What happened?
It didn't work.
What happened?
Also, get this, also on Apple TV Plus on Friday, a new mini-series, Franklin.
Okay.
The Benjamin Franklin story, starring Michael Douglas.
Yeah, and
Good-looking Ben Franklin.
Now, here's my question. Is he still kind of stuck in his Liberace mode, or...
A little bit, yeah.
Because I was listening to some of the dialogue, and I'm going, all right, where's Scott?
Yeah.
Is Scott going to come out? I mean, don't I look good for a 35 and a statesman?
So, at the time... This is about his secret mission to go to France to procure money and military aid for the American Revolution in 1776. At the time, I didn't really ever know about this because I went to American schools. Ben Franklin was 70 at the time this happened. He was going. He had no diplomatic experience. He just went over and said, "Well, fuck it, we'll wing it and we'll get it done."
Wait a minute. You mean an elderly gentleman who was still spry and probably one of the best minds of our of our history?
Yeah.
He did this?
Yeah.
I think you need to check your facts, sir.
Don't dismiss the boomers.
Well, you can dismiss some of the boomers.
Really, most of them.
I would say at least orange ones.
Yeah. See, we fall within Gen X, right? Where are you?
I was born 74, so I'm Gen X.
Okay.
And you're...
I'm just barely in Gen X.
You crossed the border?
Oh, no, I was on the outer cusp of Gen X, yeah.
Okay, so you're bordering on X.
Yeah, so I of course I remember Good Times from the 70s. Norman Lear. They've made a cartoon. They've made a very adult cartoon.
Oh.
For Netflix. Drops on Friday. Norman Lear, also Stephen Curry and Seth MacFarlane were also producers on this.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
And that's why the adult.
Yeah, this has got a very Boondocks and Black Jesus feel to it.
Okay.
It's animated, by the way.
So,
even the voice of Black Jesus, Slink Johnson, is in here.
Okay. Now, here's my question. What in the name of Aaron Magruder is this going to involve?
It's, from what I've seen so far, it's a very adult series. Not for the kiddies.
Okay.
It's definitely got that Boondocks vibe to it.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is Netflix trying to make good on what they did with Glow. So, okay.
Allison Brie was on, speaking of The Daily Show with Desi Lydic.
Yeah, I did
She was
see
on
that.
last week, and they brought up Glow. And, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't mince words. I love that. So that's where I'm like, we okay. We okay, Allison.
Yeah.
So.
Saturday Night Live, hosted by Ryan Gosling. Musical guest Chris Stapleton. Get a little of that outlaw country.
Do we?
Yeah.
Is he going to sing the Fall Guy theme? I mean, Because think about it, Gosling is plugging the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
And it used to be sung by Lee Majors.
True, yeah.
I mean, it's
we've mentioned this here before. The Fall Guy theme just explains the whole premise of the show.
Yeah.
After a narration explanation of the premise of the show. So it's just doubles down on letting you know what the fuck the show is about.
Because everybody was either stoned or dumb at that time.
Yeah, he's a stunt man who solves crimes.
Well, in the original, he was a stuntman, but he was a bail jumper. A bail bondsman.
He wasn't a bail jumper himself.
No, right. Sorry, I got that.
Was that it? Okay, now I remember.
And then somehow he solved crimes.
There is some channel that runs like weekend marathons, just hours of the Fall Guy.
I'm guessing Comet.
It's even more obscure than that.
Wow.
It's yeah.
Okay.
Also on Sunday, Billy Joel.
What?
The 100th Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. So apparently Billy Joel did 100 nights at Madison Square Garden consecutively.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, but overall, he's done like over 150 shows over the course of his career at Madison Square Garden. So this is a concert. Speaking of the Boomers, this is the concert for the Boomers on CBS.
Okay, so no
on Sunday.
Nothing orchestral, because that's what he's been doing of late.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I think it's just a straight up rock band and Billy Joel playing the hits.
Will Elton John be featured?
No, he's retired.
Okay, and more importantly, for everybody that's going to complain, just remember, it's not Phil Collins. Relax. So let's get that out of the way.
Play Piano Man. Just the chorus.
Hey, Freebird.
Little Peter Griffin.
Freebird, man.
Little Peter Griffin for you. No, that was Homer Simpson. When Homer goes to the state fair and sees Bachman Turner Overdrive, he's going, take care of business. Just the chorus.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also on Sunday, Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ?
He's not the star of this, but he's a player in this. The Sympathizer on HBO and Max.
Oh, yeah, I was seeing it.
It's kind of a wartime satire based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Starring following Hoa Zondi. I'm sure I murdered that. He was on Cowboy Bebop.
Do you have the name here?
The master of languages there?
Well, I am sipping non-genius juice.
You are more brown than I am. So.
See, that's what I'm saying here. Hoa Juande.
Sure.
So
let's go there. He was on Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
The wrongly canceled live-action Netflix.
You know what you did, Netflix.
God,
back in the corner.
So he's a communist spy during the waning days of the Vietnamese War, and then his next mission is in Los Angeles. And Robert Downey Jr. plays several parts. This is like shades of Peter Sellers in Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Where Robert Downey Jr. is playing various different roles.
I do like this, and I do even though everybody calm yourself. Yes, it is based on a book, but this is definitely a different side of the Vietnam War, and especially this has got a nice little spy vibe to it.
Yeah. Also, the first episode. I don't know about how many subsequent episodes of the 7. First one directed by Park Chan-wook of Old Boy.
It's on.
Yeah, so that's on HBO and Max on Sunday.
That is our watch harder, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know I did binge The Playboy Murders on Max.
Oh boy.
It's hosted by Holly Madison, who's pretty good at this.
Holly Madison, a former bunny herself.
Mm-hmm. She's one of the girls next door. Mm-hmm. And she's probably the most accomplished of them all.
She
isn't saying much, but yeah.
Well, considering what she's been through with Hef, let's give her a break.
Yeah, so the Playboy Murders, like I didn't know, it's not all about murdered playmates. There's a couple of them in there.
Yeah.
Most famously Dorothy Stratton, of course, in 1980.
Okay, that was a little before I discovered Playboy was a thing.
Yeah, but there's a few of them who ended up dead, but also it is murders connected to Playboy and Playmates. Ooh. Some of them perpetrated murders.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay,
it's a pretty interesting series. And you get a good look at the Playboy Mansion in the 70s and 80s, what it was like.
Before it got really icky.
Even more so than Secrets of Playboy, that docu-series. And Holly Madison is also hosting this new series called Lethally Blonde. It's on Investigation Discovery and also Max.
Lethally Blonde or
Lethally Blonde, yeah.
Okay.
Even though I'm sure all of the subjects are not blonde, it's just a catchy title. The first one was about an influencer. Just recently, this happened in 2022, who, spoiler, ended up murdering her boyfriend, who was also an influencer in Miami, which is apparently the OnlyFans capital of the world.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I guess we got to go to Miami. We got to move this operation to Miami.
Do we? Do we, though?
Well, if we want to be podcast influencers.
Tell me more about this retirement thing.
We only need a few million to scrape up for a condo.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we only got to put like $40K down for a beachside condo.
So we're not going to stay in the Okefenokee swamp? You're not down with that?
No.
Okay.
And we got to stay where the OnlyFans influencers are. And the other things I saw over the weekend.
Okay.
First of all, there's this movie, Strictly Confidential. Elizabeth Hurley. Mm-hmm. She's one of the stars of it. This movie is directed by her son, Damian Hurley.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard about this.
Oh, it fucking sucks. It's so bad. It's about a bunch of rich. It's very much like The Menu or Knives Out, where you've got a bunch of beautiful idiots on an island, and there's a murder, and like one of us did it. Who knows? And Elizabeth Hurley gets to make out with a much younger co-star. That's the hook of the movie.
Okay,
to draw people in.
And here's what I'm gonna say, because it's the son directing mom.
Yeah, Ick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel
the thing is,
I feel the ick.
It's very PG-13. It's like there's no nudity,
and that's hole number 2. You fucked up. So.
Yeah. Maybe there will be an R-rated director's cut. God, I hope not, because this movie was fucking terrible.
Oh, that is a terrible thing. Oh, breaking news
here. What's happening at WrestleMania?
As of this time right now, Drew McIntyre just defeated Seth freaking Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
Which is not to be confused with the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship.
Because one's the world, one's the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, pretty self-explanatory, and looks like McIntyre is, well, I'm looking at him right now. Rollins is just trying to roll out, and... Yep, he now has the title. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. And
I don't know how anybody beats Drew McIntyre. Guy's a monster.
Well, it is possible, but, Rollins was a little bit hurt from last night. We'll talk about that in sports.
All right. The other movie I saw, Dune Part 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how this is being hyped as the greatest sci-fi movie of all time. It's so fucking boring. And Timothée Chalamet...
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Timothée
Chalamet. My God, is this the actor of the generation?
Apparently so.
Just staring into the distance through his bangs. That's it.
Now, what did you feel about Austin Butler, though, as Fade?
He was okay.
Whoa,
he was okay.
You were not impressed.
Well, come on. He's like loses his hair, loses his eyebrows, and he adopts a weird accent.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, okay.
That part I'm not worried about, but the intensity, that's where I'm going.
He was pretty...
Fuck.
Well, definitely he was the most intense anything in the whole movie. Batista really hates rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really hates the rats. And the movie could have been an hour shorter. So boring.
Yes.
And now there's going to be a part 3.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Uh-huh. So basically, you are understanding what nerds have gone through Frank Herbert.
I would much rather watch the 1984 David Lynch movie twice than sit through Dune Part 2 again.
Even though Lynch has pretty much disavowed that movie because he didn't have final cut.
It's a fine movie.
Yeah.
It's a fine movie. Much better than Dune Part 2. And the best movie I saw, way better than those other two.
Okay.
And I thought it would be pretty good, but I was like, wow, this is really fucking good.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Go for it.
The Iron Claw.
Finally.
Fuck yeah. First of all, excellent use of Tom Sawyer.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Goes
so
without
good.
saying. Yeah.
So good. And just a overall fantastic movie. It was just weird enough to qualify as an 824 movie, but not so artsy that it would chase away the wrestling fans.
Now, here's my question. What was your favorite part in
Well,
Iron
the
Claw?
Tom Sawyer montage was way up there.
Okay.
That
And
was
the wrestling?
That was a height. Yeah, just the wrestling scenes in general. Well done. Very well done.
Well, that was due to the I hate using the word. The stunt coordination. I was almost going to say choreography. But the stunt coordination of Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Luke Hawx, who I interviewed for Slam Wrestling.
Oh, of course you did.
It's okay.
We're not in the sports segment yet. I'm going to drink anyway.
Yeah.
But fantastic fucking movie. I didn't know Maura Tierney was in it.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and let me see. There was another actress, Lily Rose, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But Jeremy Allen White, I mean...
Yeah.
He had a hard job.
Very understated.
Yeah, well, he had a hard job trying to portray Kerry Von Erich, who in his prime was like 6'2",
Yeah.
and 245, and despite all his muscles, he is not.
Yeah, he's not a tall guy.
Yeah.
But he was fantastic. Zac Efron, fantastic, even though he's, as I said before, he's starting to look like Lego Zac Efron.
And that could be because of Ricky Stanicki, so...
Maybe, yeah. But, fantastic movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Moved along quick. And if you didn't know any of the story of this, you would think, oh, this is so unbelievable. Like, so much could happen to this family within 3 years.
Yeah.
You would think, oh, this is like, no way. But it's the story.
Which this has been covered with Dark Side of the Ring. Also, my editor, Greg Oliver, has covered this family extensively at slamwrestling.net. So, yeah. The only thing was, obviously, I guess the writer-director took certain liberties.
As they always do with these things.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like you said, everybody thought this was great, this was fine. Which is why the fucking Oscars should have recognized it.
My other favorite part, besides the Tom Sawyer Rush montage, was getting to see the Freebirds. Yes. That took me back right away. The second the fabulous Freebirds, or the guys playing them, came on screen, I'm going to go, oh man, I'm back watching Georgia Championship Wrestling.
I interviewed all three of the guys that portrayed the Freebirds.
And man, that was great to see.
Yeah, well, and my favorite was the guy that played Terry Gordy, Thrillbilly Silas Mason.
Okay,
yeah, he was like,
my God, he looked just like him.
Oh, that's what I said too. Is like, oh my God, it is just uncanny. And he was even telling me, hey, it's like I was talking to Zac Efron. He says, Thrill. He calls me Thrill.
Of course.
I said, hey, Daddy, I just know I'm going to bring it in hard. And he's like, can you bring it in hard, Thrill? And Daddy, you know the Thrillbilly always brings it in hard.
Oh, yeah. That was great to see the Freebirds. Also, the guy playing Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah. Funny story. The guy that plays Michael Hayes, he told me, Brady Pierce is the name. He said he was trying out for the part of Flair.
Really?
And lost out to it. I forget the guy's name, but I guess he's just as uncanny as Flair.
Yeah.
And then I guess a few weeks after that, Luke Hawx reaches out to him and says, hey, you busy? No, what? We might need you for PS. So, yeah, you got to play Purely Sexy Hayes. So, good for him. Good on him.
The Freebirds, yeah. I would highly recommend checking out the Iron Claw over Dune Part 2. And definitely over Strictly Confidential.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I was going to have some concerns with just staying with Dune Part 2, but you made the right choice, sir.
Yes, and also I've been just barely dipping the toes into Three Body Problem. I might not be smart enough to watch this series on Netflix.
I look at it and it feels like homework.
It does.
So
it is.
That's why I just went, no, I'm bailing.
Yeah, I just might be too dumb for it.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I did see Sugar, as I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, Colin Farrell as
yeah.
a detective.
Yeah.
An L.A. detective, sort of an L.A. noir series.
And, so far I'm really loving the pacing of it.
That's on Apple TV Plus?
Mm-hmm, Apple TV Plus. I was just floored by how well that's been going. I'm trying to think if there's been anything else. Oh, I guess Invincible is pretty much done for this season?
Yeah, I got to get to the last 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil it for you. But there is...
I'm guessing shit goes down.
Yes, it does. The important thing is there's like a scene that involved Stephen Ewan's character.
Okay.
He meets up with a comic book writer, like his favorite writer and artist.
Okay.
Who's kind of loosely based on Ryan Otley.
All right.
So there's like a little scene where they talk about animation. It's just watch it.
I think I saw that part where they were at the comic convention and they're talking about how they do shortcuts around animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my other favorite part was in the season finale because he's been kind of multiverse hopping, and then he lands somewhere and he goes, "So wait a minute, so you're a man who dresses as a bat, and your name is." I mean, I gotta say that just feels lazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, really. When you think about it, the name Batman, like
a little on the nose.
Yeah, same with Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just yeah.
Same with Wonder Woman. Same with Aquaman. These are same with Spider-Man, Iron Man. These are all very lazy names.
Now, consider the time frame was from the 30s to the 60s when these names came up. So keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. They went through a war. They went through the Korean War, and food was not readily available. Somebody didn't have a Snickers.
Right. Okay.
So leave it at that.
All right. On that note, I think it's about that time.
Okay. Well, you better hit the music.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the sport of professional wrestling. Oh, breaking news here.
Wow, already.
So,
okay.
We spoke about this. Drew McIntyre won the WWE World Heavyweight title only for Damian Priest to cash in the Money in the Bank.
Oh, the old cash in Money in the Bank thing.
And he is now the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Man.
With Punk just
what a twist.
Clapping all the way.
What was it last year? Sometime last year, Liv Morgan did that to Ronda Rousey.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to start with because there is a metric fuck ton of news. So let's see. I think I'm going to go with... No, not that. Speaking of Ronda Rousey, she accused Drew Gulak of some untoward behavior once upon a time. Apparently, he pulled at her sweatpants drawstring.
Okay.
And I guess that was enough.
All right.
And Drew Gulak is saying, nuh-uh. And so... what that's going to come out of it is hard to say.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. And also, speaking of things happening around WrestleMania, Chelsea Green was apparently not allowed, was thrown out of a hotel in the Philadelphia area. What? Oh, it gets better. You ready for this? Apparently, she was...
Did they mistake her for Britt Baker?
Worse. They accused her of being a prostitute.
Oh, oh, damn.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't have a reservation in the hotel, but this is a hotel that use, the bar situation is, if you come in, if you have drinks, great. No big deal. But this hotel had some problems. So, once again, certain places are trying to be too much like Utah. Stop it! So...
I am not a prostitute.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it boiled down to. Also, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Cody!
I heard about this.
He escaped a burning tour bus.
Oh, he didn't get Cliff Burtoned?
No. He just got out in the nick of time. And apparently, the story he tells, he just said, the bus driver said, hey, there's fire here. We got to get out. And guess he just got out of there with 2 pictures of his wife and his daughter. Everything else was fine, thank goodness, but his clothes might be a bit funky. So, yeah, just, it kind of happens right there. Let's see. And then, let's talk about All Elite Wrestling just for a quick tidbit here.
What's happening at AEW?
Well, they let go of some of their roster. Among the names being dropped were Parker Bordeaux, Stu Grayson, and the boys from Ring of Honor. Now, you're probably going, huh?
No, don't really recognize any of those names.
Okay. And nor should you, but some people who are watch Ring of Honor closely, which you could get on the Honor Club for only $9.99.
Not a sponsor.
I did not miss that. But anyway, the reason the boys were let go, because they were part of Dalton Castle's group, is apparently because they were missing shows. The boys fired back on X and social media saying, nuh-uh. And the short version, the short version is, I guess, AEW's ways of handling travel, because they were having trouble getting to Canada.
Okay.
That's a bit of a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
They said, well, how much is it? How do we get there? Blah, blah, blah. Nobody got back to them. And they said, okay, well, I guess we're not needed. And then...
You didn't show up. You didn't tell us where we were fucking going.
Right. And then, on top of all of that, CM Punk went on Ariel Helwani's MMA show. It's in Canada, so...
Okay.
Long story short, he talked a little bit about what happened with AEW and with Tony Khan. He didn't get into all of it on account of, NDA.
Lawyers.
And when during a press conference for Ring of Honor, some people tried to ask Tony Khan about that, and he just said, let me see if I've got this here. He said, quote, "No, I prefer not to talk about that. I'd really rather focus on Supercard of Honor, but I do appreciate you asking."
Okay.
Which, before you ask, what's Supercard of Honor? That is the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that happened this week.
Well.
And it was Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And that's right. Dem boy, Briscoe won the big prize.
All right.
So he is your champion. Let's see. What else? What the fuck else happened here? Oh, yeah. The Hall of Fame. By WWE, had a lot of great inductees, including Bull Nakano, but the one that stole the show was Paul Heyman, and it was held in Philadelphia, PA. Did you see the...
I didn't see it, but he deserves it.
So this was the best part. He did say thanks to Triple H, or using his real name, Paul Levesque. Mm-hmm. He said, "I am a Paul Levesque guy," and he said, the spirit of ECW never died out, even though, and regardless of whatever happened to ECW in a bankruptcy court in 2001, it never died out, and you can fucking suck my dick. Which...
ECW forever.
Exactly. And, of course, we got some great shots of that at slamwrestling.net all throughout WrestleMania weekend, which leads us to, breaking news online.
Again. Wow.
In night 2, we are seeing Bobby Lashley come into the ring, and Snoop Dogg is in attendance. This is another celebrity sighting there, which has already seen Vanessa Hudgens.
Huh?
She was there at night 1, man.
Isn't she very pregnant?
If she was, I didn't see it. But then again, it was cold and she was bundled. So.
I thought she was pregnant. I think she is.
You might be right, but I didn't see any bulge. Or, I'm sorry, what's the appropriate term, baby?
The bump.
The bump, excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, direct all your hate mail to me at tv10podcast@gmail.com.
Or direct anything to us there that way.
We
never hear from you people.
Is it because we're not on X anymore? Is it because we just don't want to be in a toxic relationship? Is that it?
We have to go back to X. God damn it.
No, I'd rather not. But let's see. The big one, the big nights of night one, Rhea Ripley defeated Becky Lynch. It was
Could have called that.
Yeah, Mommy versus the Man retained there. There was a 6-pack ladder match that was just completely bonkers with tag teams.
Okay.
The other big thing, Sami Zayn defeated Gunther's 660 winning streak and holding the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
So that was a feel-good moment.
All right.
But in the main event, as we talked about, it was Cody Rhodes and Rollins facing off against The Rock and Roman Reigns.
How did that go?
So here's where it was pretty much bell-to-bell nonstop action. The highlights of that moment were the ref, as soon as all four men started going out of the ring and brawling, he starts making the count. And The Rock, who is also on the board of directors at TKO, he goes, "Don't you dare count me out. You better not count me out. Otherwise, you're fired. I will," and I quote this, "I will fucking do it." So,
okay.
Yeah, the censor monkey didn't catch that. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to back away from this one right there. But yeah, ultimately it was shenanigans that won out, and The Rock delivered the people's elbow on Cody Rhodes.
Of course he did.
And it is, as we're going to be talking about for night 2 in the main event, it's Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, but it'll be bloodline rules.
Of course.
Which means, you know, anything goes with the bloodline.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So once again, Whitey gets the short stick. I'm sorry, I should feel bad about this, but you know, The Rock and Reigns, they're pretty much athletic Mexicans. So
all right.
Yeah. And of course you can catch all this at slamwrestling.net. That is where you will find all my great stuff there, including my night 1 recap, where I actually tried to figure out the word yeet. And
how did that? Well, I guess I should go read it for myself to find out how you did.
Here's all I'm gonna say: to yeet or not to yeet, that is the question.
How did Grammarly handle that?
I think I broke it.
So if you're using Grammarly next week for work, Tommy Milagro broke it over the weekend.
Yes.
So with a single yeet.
Yes. Well, that and I stupidly decided to recap Pat McAfee, who was also yeeting. And this is where I'm going to end it.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to end it, because even Corey Graves said what we were all thinking when he went, "Why are your hips moving so aggressively like that?"
Okay. All right.
Just watch all the replays and just flock to the cock. Tell them TV Tan Podcast sent to you, because it's sports.
It's sports. Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Okay.
That's a lot of wrestling news.
Yeah, this was just like a embarrassment of riches. So.
Okay.
Fuck.
And isn't AEW's Battle for the Belt coming up?
Yes.
It's one of those random things that, you know, I've got the DVR set for the various AEW things, and every once in a while that one shows up in there for like, what the fuck is this?
Basically, it's a thing that they're doing. It's kind of like when WCW used to do Clash of the Champions.
Cool. All right.
And yeah, basically title belts are on the line, except, spoiler alert, there won't be a title change.
Okay.
I don't cover it as much anymore for slamwrestling.net, and I'm okay with it, because, you know, it would be nice if the Booker Monkeys would actually, you know, do something interesting.
What of all the various entities you cover for Slam Wrestling, what is your favorite? I know it ain't AEW.
Well, no, AEW Dynamite is just fine and dandy.
Yeah. Collision.
It's hit or miss. Rampage, it might as well just be Sunday Night Heat. But as far as other wrestling iterations, that's not NWA because I'm biased because that is my beat.
Right. Okay.
And
you're assigned beat.
Yes, and of course Billy Corgan and I we're always talking.
Well, you're the voice of wrestling journalism according to Billy Corgan.
Yeah, naturally. And if it's getting back to Corgan, really sorry about what happened with Meltzer. I really did not.
Okay.
I should have gave you the heads up anyway.
Right.
But I do like NWA just because it's, and to an extent, Impact Wrestling, because they put forth a lot of creativity there. And they're doing some good stuff in Impact Wrestling on Access TV.
But they are now TNA.
TNA.
Once again.
TNA, thank you.
Got to get the branding right.
The problem is branding.
Yeah. It's always a problem.
Well, Nick Nemeth, who you might know as Dolph Ziggler, is now on there. And he's going to be challenging Moose for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
All right.
And I would have you listen to his intro music. Very very Motley Crue-esque. I'm not joking, man.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's either Crue mixed with Cinderella. Either way, he is such a heavy metal geek.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, check it out. So we're going to tell the people things they should be watching harder. And I'm going to lead off here with the Wednesday night 1-2 punch on Apple TV Plus of Palm Royale and Loot.
Yeah.
Palm Royale is Kristen Wiig, and Loot is Maya Rudolph. And my God, it is so fucking funny. Just the gags per minute, the funny lines per minute on Loot is insane.
I might have to do a little bit of binging.
You should check out Loot. It's fucking funny as hell.
All right.
And also this new Lethally Blonde series. It's an investigation Discovery original, but then it ends up on Max, hosted by Holly Madison. Pretty interesting. It's basically looking at people who are influencers and how they met terrible ends, which I'm all for.
I mean, it's doing us a service.
I'm all for dead influencers. I'm all liking for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. In case we haven't said this enough, Logan Paul is going to be featured in WrestleMania. So once again, we at TV Tan Podcast strongly say this: stop making garbage people famous.
Yes. Also, as we're recording,
yes,
actually pretty soon, it will be the final episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. And it's been the very first part of the season seemed like Larry was trying a little too hard, but now it's kind of evened out. And I still believe we should just hand the show over to JB Smoove. Just let him continue the show.
Right. Curb your smoothness?
Yeah.
Or no, smooth your enthusiasm.
Yeah,
that was
just let him take it and run with it.
And, of course, does Hollywood listen to us? I mean...
You can keep everybody but Larry.
Yeah.
Just get rid of Larry, keep everybody else, center it on JB Smoove.
Yeah. Only one problem. We can't keep Richard Lewis. He's dead, sir.
Yeah, that's true. We could maybe get an AI Richard Lewis.
Do we want to?
No, that would be bad.
That feels like a
That would
horrible...
be bad, okay?
Yeah.
Also, the other HBO show, I had higher hopes for this than what it's turned out to be. It's just kind of a mess. The Regime with Kate Winslet. It's mercifully over, but as a completist, I'm going to finish it all.
Because you just like to suffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my thing. That's what I do.
Yep.
And it's if you haven't started it and you're thinking about it, and I know in the past I said you should watch this, but as we're near the end, I'm going, maybe not bother. Just maybe not bother.
In other words, we're saying watch softer.
Yeah, watch something else.
Yeah.
Watch something else like Three Body Problem is really, really interesting, but yeah, if you like a show that feels like homework.
Here's what I would say, because I tried to find out about the Three Body Problem using a TED Ed YouTube clip. I'm still fucking confused.
Oh, yeah. You would be if you watched the show, too.
Yeah, so I don't need any more mindfuckery right now.
No.
Maybe later, but now.
You're fine without that.
Yeah.
And, that's probably good for me for now. What do you got?
Well, let's see here, because Invincible's over with.
Yeah. But now you can watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was another show that did a split. Mm-hmm. They split the season up for no fucking reason other than, holidays, Christmas, fuck that.
Yeah, you don't need to spend time with loved ones.
No, you got TV. That's what it's for.
And you also have us to talk to you about TV.
Sure.
We're the only ones that love you.
Yeah.
I almost got you doing a spit take there.
Why is that not on the T-shirt? We're the only ones who love you.
Is that going to be our next run?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, we'll think about that. But let's see here. What else have I been watching a little bit harder here? Tokyo Vice, definitely. I think it's over, but it doesn't quite feel like it. Mm-hmm. That was a great series right there. Shogun, definitely. Sugar is also creeping up as one of my favorites. And let's think here. There was another one that really grabbed my attention the other day, and why am I blanking on it now? Bad Batch. It's still a thing. It's still on. Mm-hmm. And it's still pretty good. Let's see. And, yeah.
Also, I'm going to give yet one more plug for the Iron Claw. It's on video on demand out there.
Okay.
I don't know if it's landed on any particular service yet, but I'll let you know when it does.
Okay.
Because it's fucking great. Loved it.
That's all you need to know is that it is awesome. And I think that's all I've got for right now.
Okay.
I've just been inundated with wrestling.
Yes, you have.
Fuck.
And now we all have been.
Uh-huh.
All right. We want to thank our sponsor of the week. That is Sugar House Distillery with the Raspberry Whiskey Sours. And Tommy Milagro is drinking what from Booze Teak?
This is the Green Bar Distillery's Gin and Tonic. So nice little non-alcoholic fun here. Made with real de-alcoholized gin.
Is that a word?
See?
Well, if it's printed, it must be a real word.
Yeah.
Let's run it through Grammarly. No, wait, it's broken.
So I can't do that. I'm sorry. But I would definitely also say you should check out some of our other fine sponsors. You should probably check out Outlaw Distillery. They're in the Midvale area. And they got some good vodka, which will be, spoiler alert, spotlighting next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, they also got some barrel-proof bourbon as well. We don't need to die yet, so. But it's tasty, but, oh, man. I had a thimble, and they cleared up my sinuses. I'll tell you more about it when we get in the green room.
I could go for that. Right.
But, of course, you should also check out Ogden's Own Distillery. They're yours and my favorite of 5 Wives, 5 Husbands vodka.
Yeah.
Madame Patarini gin. They also got the Porter's Fire, Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey, the Underground. They also have the cans. And, of course, Mr. Frost, his likeness, as far as anybody knows, adorns the...
that's me on the can.
Yeah, the Porter's peach tea
As far
can.
as you know, that's me on the can.
So we will keep up that lie until they say... do you want some more?
Cease and desist.
No. We're helping their brand.
Yeah.
We're helping them, helping us.
Yeah.
So it's
help us help you get drunk.
Yes.
That's another T-shirt.
Okay, we're getting some ideas here. We also like to thank Bohemian Brewery. If you need beer, because everyone loves beer. Yep. I was over at Piper Down. Just having a little bit of a liquid refreshment. And one of the people went, "Oh, wait, you're with TV10 Podcast."
Because you were in the shirt.
Yeah. Well, he actually recognized me, so.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
is he a listener?
In a way.
In a way, that means no.
No, he was. He was. He used to be at Bohemian Brewery, and then he was like, "Oh, wait, I remember you." So,
oh, yeah, you used to come con us out of beer.
Quiet.
Yeah, okay.
They might be listening.
All right, well, that's good.
And but most importantly, you should be like me and Mr. Frost. You should rock with your original TV10 Podcast T-shirts. They are
Except no substitutes.
Yes.
I know there are Chinese knockoffs out there all over the place.
Yes, if you see TV Tam, that's not the same thing.
If you see it on Temu, don't buy it.
No.
That
goes without saying there. But what about the Wish brand? No, don't go for Wish as well. I also would say you should reach out to us. We've got all the social medias, except for X. So reach out to us that way. Oh, yeah, Instagram's working. We apparently we got an intern handling that.
Yeah, I got the Threads and the Blue Sky and the Facebook, you can contact us directly through Gmail. Mm-hmm. I think Google needs to bring back Buzz.
It does?
Yeah. Do you remember Buzz? It was their version of Twitter.
Well, no, because they'll collect our data.
Yeah.
Especially in incognito.
Google already has all of my data, so it doesn't matter.
I don't want them to have any more.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if you were using Google Podcast to listen to this, and they just shut that down, and they shut down Google Podcast, which was a fucking fantastic app. It worked too well, so of course they shut it down, and they shuttled everybody over to YouTube Music, which kind of works, but not really.
Right.
If you're an Android user, I would highly recommend checking out AntennaPod.
AntennaPod.
It's an open source podcast aggregator thing. It works very well. Highly customizable.
Okay.
It's very nice. If you're looking for a replacement for Google Podcast, that's my recommendation.
All right. For all of you Android users out there.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a proud Android user.
Oh, I still obey my Apple overlords.
As you should. Okay, with that, we covered everything, right?
I believe so. No breaking news right now because Peacock's showing ads for the McBee Dynasty, which sounds like Timu's version of Yellowstone. So
what? Okay, sure. All right.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention.
Okay, good night, America.
Oh, yes, and jiggle that handle. Yeah, time to flush.
Every civilization honors the heavens in their own way. The ancient Incas built Machu Picchu. America put an Oreo on a donut. We're really milking this event for everything it's worth. But look, we can't deny that the eclipse truly is a rare, magical moment. I mean, for those lucky enough to be in its path, you'll never forget that you saw that. And nothing can take that away from you.
Weather and clouds might get in the way of perfect eclipse viewing in many parts of the country.
Mother.